guys, welcome to the VG experience. I'm getting used to this. It's not, it's very new to me because I'm used to working behind the scenes and now I'm the star. But yeah, we get there at some point. So today I'm going to just highlight, have you ever thought of ever losing a part of your sense, like sight, hearing, touch? It's not one of those things you plan. It's not on a vision board like, oh yeah, when I'm 30, I want to be blind. And then when I'm 40, I feel like I want to lose my hearing. You know, it's not one of those things you plan for, but they happen, and they happen to different people. One of the things I used to think about is that it's a possibility. It's a possibility to lose your limbs. It's a possibility to get into an accident. It's a possibility to get burnt. It's a possibility to your life to not end up as perfectly as it started, you know, to not be perfect in formation, in body, because you could get cancer, diabetes. There are all those things that there are possibilities. But I never ever thought of myself being blind, so I never even focused on it at any one point. But then when it happened to me, I was like, wow. I'll discuss like the 5 major things that happened to me, as partially when I lost my sight partially and then to fully. The first thing I noticed was my phone. Like I said, I was still operating my business. And when this happened, I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought it was, okay, it's a bacterial infection. By 5 days from now, I'll have to get back on my feet. So I was postponing my deliveries and my transactions for the next, let's do this next week. Because this week I'm not feeling well, but I hope by next week I'll be well. So I go on WhatsApp and I'm trying to type and my eyes are there. It's just all the words are dancing. It's watery and it's hard. I was having a hard time trying to focus. I'm like, why is this so hard? Then I resorted to voice messages, and I remember texting people on WhatsApp and really struggling to just put out that text and say, please do not send me texts, send me voice notes so that I can be able to understand what you're trying to communicate, because right now at the moment I'm having problems seeing. And the funny thing about Kenyans is when you tell them something, they do exactly what you told them not to do. So you get text immediately after, like, yo, what's happening? Yo, how are you doing? I'm like, didn't I just say stop sending me texts, send me voice notes? And then I got one person who I think put me out, I was just flabbergasted by what they said. They were like, oh yeah, hi Eve. He texted, he said, oh hi Eve. I'm like, I just said don't text me. On that same, what is it called? On the status, said, hi Eve, please make me understand, is there a problem with your eyes or are you blind? And I'm like, what? Please let me understand so that I can know how to worry about you. I was like, whoa. Is it, I don't know what level of insensitivity that was, but yeah, you get people like that in your life and you X them immediately. So yeah, I can't read texts, so I altered to voice notes, and it was kind of an elimination method of answering texts, because if you write me a text and I told you not to write me a text, I stopped answering back. And I was the ones who shared with me their voice notes, I was able to communicate back to them. Then also with regards to phone, you can't go on social media and read people's status. I couldn't see photos clearly. I couldn't relate to social media anymore. It was so hard. Instagram was just a no-go zone. I loved Twitter because Twitter was just it was my place. Not because I'm a bigwig, but just because I just found hilarious things on Twitter. People go wild on Twitter and it's fun to read. It's fun to watch. But then this point in time, you are going through this, you're partially blind, everything is dancing, words are dancing, you can't even see photos, you can't see videos. So it's like a whole, it's like someone puts an, what do you call it? A luminous paper on your eyes, and it's full time there. So you can see there's a figure that has passed, but you can't tell who that figure is, what that figure is all about. You can't even tell who the person is. Maybe because of you knowing them before, but if it's a foreign figure, you wouldn't know. So I couldn't watch videos, I couldn't see photos, I couldn't read texts, and then I couldn't transact. Yes, that was also a very painful process. You can't transact M-Pesa. And you're like, okay, so now that means that I have to leave social media for a while, except WhatsApp, which was working at that point because there are people who were communicating to me through voice messages, and there are guys who could call. So I could pick up phone calls, but I couldn't call, and I could call back because once I see the first letter, if your name starts with a B, I know it's a B. When your name starts with an S, I will figure it out from there. So yeah. Then the next thing was tunnel vision. Now, tunnel vision is like you see this and this. It's like a box. So you can only see what's right in front of you. You can't see what's behind you, aside from you. So you could be talking to someone, and it happened a lot in hospital. When my mom comes to see me and we're talking and she's on this side. So she decides to leave and go wash dishes at the sink. And I'm still talking very loudly. Yeah, mom. Then the next patient who's seated right next to me on the next bed, she's like, Eva, your mom has left. I'm like, really? Then I have to turn my whole head and see, oh yeah? How long ago did she leave? Because I've been left there talking to myself for the 5 minutes. Then when you're walking and somebody comes up at you, if they come up and not come exactly like to your face and say, hi, Eve, I will not notice. I will feel, but I will assume that person is not walking with me. They're just walking past me, or they're minding their own business. So we could be walking together and you think I've seen you, but I haven't. So that was also a thing I noticed, and it was very creepy and at times annoying because sometimes you're left talking to yourself so many times because somebody left and you didn't know they're leaving, or somebody creeps up on you and you don't know they creep up on you. And then now another problem with the tunnel vision was crossing the road, because you have to turn your whole entire head to one side and the whole entire head to the other side. And if something comes right immediately, like a car, if you're crossing a road which is a two-way, and you look right and then left, there's a car coming, you won't see it like before, because before you could see there's a shadow of something coming. But if you look right and you see, oh, there are no cars, then you look left and then a car comes out of the right from nowhere, you will not see it. So you cross. Then when you're halfway already going through it, the car hits a little like, wait, I didn't see this. So that was also very scary. But this is when I was partially blind. And then another thing was losing things. You lose things without losing them. Why? Because if you put something on a white surface and it's also white, it camouflages with the surface and I'm not able to find it. So I posted on Facebook that I lost my comb. Because why? It was on the chest of drawers, and somehow, I don't know, because I'm seeing blurry, it's like watery vision. I can't see where the comb starts and where where something else begins and where something else stops. So the comb and the jewelry box and the perfume, and they've all mingled into like one blurry surface. So you don't know where the comb has started. So you keep passing it, and you keep, when you touch, you can't even tell, because also my nerves were affected after I had started convulsing. So after I had stopped, they were still very, I can't say they hadn't gotten back to normal. So I would pass through a surface and it wouldn't link to my head that I'm touching a comb. So I started losing things. And medicine, oh my God, I would take medicine, and then when it decides to fall on the carpet, I just know it's a done deal. I'd spend 20 minutes on my fours trying to tap, and you can't see anything at all. And you're trying to strain your eyes, and the more you strain your eyes, the more they feel like they're bulging out. So I lost medicine. I lost my soap in the bathroom for like 2 weeks. When my brother came in, I told him, well, I was showering, the soap fell on the surface, and the soap was kind of creamish, fast soap, and then the tiles on the bathroom were creamish, so it camouflaged, and I kept looking for it for 2 weeks and I never found it, but he found it in less than 5 minutes. So it is hilarious and sad at the same time, because it can really, really mess you up. Like, it can really mess you up in terms of, I got burnt twice by hot water when I was trying to drain the water from the water kettle to the thermos. So you have to really aim, and your aim just goes off because you see the opening mouth, the mouth of the thermos, and you see the jug, and you put them together, but somehow you lose the aim and it goes out, because from your blurry vision you can't exactly tell where the point of the jug is and where the mouth of the thermos is, and therefore it ended up burning me like twice on my hands. You, like I said, you can't tell the beginning of, sometimes things just merge into one uniform thing that's happening. So sometimes you can't even tell one small thing from another. Like vijiko zikiwekwa mahali kwa like the cutlery are all together, you have to now like touch and put one up like this to see this is a fork, then you put it down, then you put one up, this is a knife, then you put it down, and then you have to, this is a spoon, and then you have to put them separately so that you pick them separately, because if you put them together again, you have to start that process all over again. And it can be very frustrating because it slows you down. It makes everything become such an insurmountable task. It's no longer, let me cook, let me go, let me do this, let me do this. It's, I want to do this. What do I need to do this? Where are they? Do I know where they are? Are they where I left them before? Especially with small things like combs, cutlery, medicine, hairband, small things, they disappear. In fact, my hairband got lost and I never found it again because it fell on the carpet, and after that it camouflaged the carpet, and I don't think I ever saw it again. I don't even know where it is. So I keep losing things like that. That was when I was partially blind. Then I went to complete blindness, and it broke my heart, because the first thing I realized or I noticed is when I was admitted in KU, that is in October, I could see my phone. I actually paid for my admission, but by the time I was being discharged, I couldn't do the transaction myself, because looking at the phone and seeing numbers, I could not tell what number is. I had to put even if you put the phone this close, you can't see anything. Even if you try so hard, my head would start paining because I'm straining so hard, and therefore I was not able to pay the amount. I had to ask my mom to do it for me. And with time, I had to let go of my M-Pesa pin, because someone had to do the transactions for me when I'm going for hospital visits, or when I'm paying for a cab, or when I'm paying for anything. Someone has to do it for me because I can't see my phone at all. And then you lose your privacy. I was living alone. I lived under my own roof, my own rules, my own way. And then when I was discharged from KU, I moved to my sister's because I couldn't live alone anymore. And then I had to move out of that apartment. And one thing I need to mention is that my landlord was very, very, he was patient with me, and he was amazing. He didn't put me under pressure. He was very concerned. And when it came time to moving out, he didn't give me a lot of work. He was actually okay with it, and he told me that he understands. And therefore, my moving out wasn't an ordeal. And I would want to just thank him for being that person that he was, and he is. So moving out, my mom and my sister are the ones who moved out my things, and everything was scattered. And therefore, if you had any secrets, therefore my secrets were all found out because my mom is Snoopy. And because they have to move out your things, they discover, oh, so she has all these clothes, or she has this, or she has that. And therefore, when they come back home and they tell you, oh, I saw this and you have this, and you're like, you didn't have to, you don't have to. It's like they made a list of all the things you have, and you're like, they were my things. That was my space. It was my house, but no, they're no longer, they're yours, but now everyone knows about it. If you have a diary and you wrote a lot of crap, trust me, I think some of them are going to be read at some point. So yeah, you lose that and you realize that you do not have any privacy anymore. So it breaks your heart because you can't have, since your M-Pesa has been done by someone else, they always know how much money you have and how much money you don't have. You can't say, I don't have money. And like for me, it didn't work negatively, but I've talked to other friends of mine whom I have associated with in this period of losing my sight, and they had worse experiences. In fact, they had bad experiences. I had a good one because my mom and my sister could be trusted, and they didn't use it against me. You just feel like your privacy is violated. It's not that they were going to use it against me. It's just you don't have any secrets anymore. If you want to wear something, I had to ask my mom, okay, mom, since you moved me out, where are my clothes? Where I want to wear this and I want to wear that. And it broke me in so many pieces because I no longer have my privacy. I no longer have my independence. I can't even operate my own laptop. I want to watch a movie. What movie do you want to watch? And then the only person who could operate my laptop was either my niece or my sister. And you're thinking, do I really have to do this? Can't I just make their own decision? Those are things you'd make your own decisions and just open your laptop and go to your movie and you watch. And then just losing that independence of making your own decisions, making a cup of tea, just wake up, put water in a water kettle and put it and make it. You no longer you can't do that. You have to really process the whole thing. I have to put water. Where is the water? You're in a new environment. You're under new rules, under other people's care. And you have to also be watchful of how you treat them and how they treat you. And it just felt bad. And I think that's one of the things I am looking forward to getting back, at least even if it's 85% of it, because I know I might not ever get 100% of it, but at least 85 would make sense to me. To be able to live under my own roof, under my own rules, and be able to do the transactions or just make decisions. Sometimes I'd be listening to an audiobook and I want to change. I want to start listening to music. I had to call someone to come change that for me. And sometimes you change your mind, like I have ADD. I can't stay in one listening or doing monotonous things over and over again. So you find like today you want to listen to Hot 96, and then tomorrow you want to listen to Energy Radio, or in a few, like the next hour you want to listen to Energy. You have to call someone to change for you, and it is so frustrating because you're like, I could just do it here now without having to call anybody. Yeah, and I think that's what broke me the most, not having the freedom to choose. And even if I had the freedom to choose, someone else has to do it for me, or someone else has to decide whether I should or should not do it. I no longer had that. I was no longer in charge of my life. My life had to be dictated and designed and be determined by other people. I can't even leave the house under my own, like I want to go somewhere. I have to tell someone where I'm going and who I'm going with and what I'm going to do and for how long I'll be there and what time I'm coming back. And I'm like I'm a grown-up. I'm a 30-something-year-old woman, and I have to report all this just because I'm blind. And it broke my heart. But with time, I think I'm learning how to live with it. And you get there. At least I was able to arrange my own room, and I'm able to pick up my own clothes and decide what I want to wear, because I know I'm a neat freak. So I arrange things in a way that I know where the things are. I know the upper side, what I've put, where my tops are, where my jeans are, where my sweaters are, where I've put my perfumes, where I've put my spray. So if somebody disorganizes it or somebody tampers with it, I get really infuriated because I can't see. And that is one thing I'm hanging on to, my neatness, my organization, to find it where I left it. So if somebody moves something, it really disorients my whole way of doing things. And I'm still learning how to do things better for myself. I'm grateful that this far I have gotten to, at least I've gotten back my mobility, my balance. I'm able to at least take myself to the loo, and I'm able to bathe myself. I'm able to eat by myself. I'm not fed. But losing my sight kind of took away a lot of, it's like you're already at level like 40. I was at level, let's say 30, because I'm 30 something. Like I was at level 30, and then someone tells you have to start again from zero. I'm like, no. Why is this happening? Yeah. And now I cannot write on my diary, because that's what I loved to do when I was in distress. I can't do that anymore. I can't just take a pen and open my diary and write. I can't watch a series or a movie because I feel like I need to catch up on my Grey's Anatomy, or because the situation has changed. I cannot do things the way at impulse, the way I used to do. I can't just leave the house. I can't just say, oh yeah, let's meet in the next hour in town. I have to plan ahead. I have to organize how I'll move from point A to point B, and how close is it. It's stressful. It's stressful because I could use public transport very easily. I used to use public. That was my main way of living. I was used to moving around and doing my own thing, and now leaving the house is scary because I don't know how my environment is. And even moving alone, yes, I know there is the urge of telling me there are blind people who walk around in town. I've met a blind friend, I have a blind neighbor, and it's not the same. For me, it's my brain that was the problem and not my eyes. So my eyes are pretty cool. My eyes look the same, but my brain is still under stress because of the blood clot, and it's the one that was affected, and it affected me in different ways. So even when I go into a new environment, it takes some time to acclimatize with it because of it's just new. So your psyche is, oh my God, I'm in a new environment. Have to know where is what, and because you can't see it, you feel like everything is out to harm you. So I get mini panic attacks, and you feel like you're not in control, and therefore you have to breathe in and breathe out to get yourself in control. Then now allow yourself to trust the people around you to take care of you. So as much as you've lost, or I have lost, my independence and my privacy and my sight, you have to learn how to allow yourself to trust people, and believe that not everybody is out to harm you, and allow people to take care of you, and allow people to just show you the things that you're not able to do for yourself. That is a journey that has taken a lot of my energy. I had to mentally prepare myself, psychologically prepare myself, so that I don't get angry at people who are actually trying to help me. So yes, I have lost that. I will gain that with time, with rehabilitation, but it takes a lot of patience and grace to also adapt to a new life or a new way of living. And with this, the whole reason of me doing this vlog is to also encourage people who are sighted in a way that they can be able to help people who've lost their sight in a graceful way, in a patient way, and for them to understand that just because I've lost my sight does not mean I want to be an invalid or regarded as an invalid. I still want to be regarded as a person, as Eve, and I still want to be part of a party. If you guys are arranging a tea party or whatever, I still want to go out for lunch. And despite it not being as fast or as fluid as it was before, I still want to be part of the society and the community. And I want to learn how to live as a visual impaired, but not feel sorry for myself, but feel included. And you want those moments to come back, but then you have to really be patient with yourself and tell yourself that, okay, fine, I'm not going to see this, but I have to change my mind into a mindset of experiencing life instead of seeing life. And that's my take. I still want to be included. I want to experience, and I want to live. And I hope I'll be able to live a good life. So bye for now. And I hope you guys can join me for other episodes of relearning, unlearning, and learning. Yeah, like my page if you like what I'm doing. Share it with your friends, family, and encourage each other as I'm encouraging you, as you're encouraging me through your comments. And subscribe to my channel because I want this to be a community, a family, and we can all go through this journey together. So bye for now and join me later.